Bonjour, and welcome to another video. This is yours truly. And before I get into this video, I've been watching what has been going on in France. And I know this is old, but I'm just gonna go out and just say it. I heard that French President Emmanuel Macron has canceled a trip slash meeting with him and the King of England and the King of every Commonwealth nation throughout the world, King Charles III. So King Charles III's visit to France has been postponed and canceled due to the striking and protesting of the French citizens over the passing of the retirement reform, the retirement pension reform that led to the raising of the retirement age from 62 to 64. I heard that in Paris and cities all over France, um, buildings have been set on fire. A lot of people, protesters who have been striking, some of them have been arrested. A lot of clashing. And yeah, and the garbage that's been piling up in the streets of some cities in France, all the trash has been collected by the garbage collectors, rubbish collectors. So yeah, and oh my god, yeah, sorry about that. I'm holding this camera phone to do this video because my arm is aching a little bit, but I'm gonna try to do this video this way, even though I don't have a tripod. So anyway, things don't look good in France. Things don't look good there. So yeah, if I was living there, I'll be in the midst of all of that shit. Will I strike out and protest along with the people in France if I worked there? Yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, that retirement age, the pension reform of the retirement age being raised to 62 to 64. Yeah, I look at that, I don't want to work forever. I want to retire. Even though I'm unemployed here in the US, but if I lived in France and have a job, yeah, I would protest over this. And and the young people, I don't know, I don't think the older people are protesting along with the younger people. I don't know. I heard that the younger people are protesting about this because they don't like that and they don't want to work forever. And plus, I think they're complaining about inflation and and getting just inflation. So yeah, yeah. I'm just seeing what's unfolded on France 24 English, Anglais Travail, France Anglais Travail. Yeah, I just say I'm France 24 English and French. So yeah, well, with that out of the way, let me get into this video. Let me stop the camera and get warmed up for this video. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, in this video, I'm gonna talk about something. It hits it hits home right here. It hits home hard for me, and it is personal. It's not about me. I'm just gonna come out and say this. Okay, it's like this. Okay, you worked 3 jobs. and um and on all three of those jobs, you got fired from all three of them. You got fired from your first job, you got fired from your second job, then you got fired from your third job. It's like you got fired, terminated from your first job. Then you go to your next job. Not next job, you go and get another job. And you get fired from that job. Then you go and get another job. And you get fired from that job. Yeah, you've been fired from all three jobs. All three of them. And why is that? Well, it's because you have a nasty temper and you can't control it. And you got a father, you got parents, they see that. And they say this to you: you can't hold a job because you have a temper. Well, okay, you have a temper and you lose it at these jobs, which will cost you your job, will make you get the pink slip from your boss. Why is that? Maybe it's the fact that, well, you got crappy co-workers who pick on you and give you a hard time, and they see that you're not doing the job very well and you're trying your best, and they just laugh at you and make fun of you and give you a hard time all the time, and you get angry and you lose it. You lose your temper. You start you start throwing things. You start doing verbal aggression and physical aggression. Verbal aggression is, swearing and saying a lot of profanity. And physical aggression, where you go and just hit someone and choke them or hurt them, or nearly killing them out of insane extreme anger because you have a very, very nasty temper, and you viewed by everyone as so dangerous. Well, I've been preaching some Winston Wu logic. Winston Wu, the founder of Happier Abroad. I've been preaching his logic in previous videos in the past on this channel. And he said it best. He's saying that the problem isn't you. The problem is the people in the society that you live in. They're bringing out the worst in you. It's them, and it's not you. And that is true. But if you tell that to someone, anybody, they'll dismiss it as crazy talk. Like for instance, you tell someone, like you tell your dad, your father, I'm gonna move overseas to another country. If I move overseas to Europe, I'm gonna feel good about myself. I mean, I'll be in a less toxic environment. I'll start to feel good about myself. I'll have a lot of confidence. I'll start to socialize with people. I won't be angry and bitter and antisocial and be a hothead, being a hot-headed person, with a temper. Excuse me. Yeah. And your dad hears this, and he'll say this: well, if you go over there, you're gonna do the same thing like you do here. And that's complete another bullshit right there. And that's not true. People like that, they're entitled to their own opinion, even though they're wrong or right. And it is what it is. Yeah, yeah, you feel good about yourself outside of North America, outside of the United States. If you leave the sinking ship and move overseas, you start to feel good about yourself. I mean, yeah, like okay, like for instance, someone tears you down and tells you, "Oh, you're not going to amount to anything. You're not going to make it. You're going to be a failure. You're going to be a loser. You're not going to be nothing because you're not doing so well here in school or as an adult. You're terrible when you talk or when you sing. You can't get the job done. You're useless. You're worthless." When you hear that, it hurts you. It brings you down. Yeah, and it does. It hurts you. But when you were a child, you didn't worry about no one criticizing you and putting you down and saying that you're not going to amount to anything. When you were a child, you didn't hear any of that. But when you become like, a teenager, in high school and you get into college and you go out in the real world, you're going to hear a lot of criticism. People are going to criticize you. People are going to say that you can't do this. You're not that good at this, and oh, this how you talk doesn't do you much justice when you doing a presentation, and keep trying, and you're a failure, and you never will learn how to speak another language because you're disabled. You will never catch on. And you hear a lot of lame stuff like, you can't. I mean, when you go out and do grocery shopping, I mean, you buy the wrong things. You won't look at the sales paper to see what's on sale, and all these little nitpick things. Like, just basically nothing. Yeah, and all that can make you feel angry and sad and make you want to just blow up by losing your temper. Yeah, so like, and you feel like you have no choice but to just crawl into a corner and just cry, 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 and just feel miserable, or you can just blow up and lose your temper and do verbal aggression and physical aggression towards other people. And with the physical aggression, you might end up in prison. You might get jail time. You might get you get arrested by the police. You'll be thrown into the back of a police car and taken to prison for assault and battery. But yeah, you tell okay, and you grow up and you grow up a little bit and you get over all of that. You don't do all that stuff anymore, and you change. But you got those people who put you down in the past, and people like your father. They'll bring up stuff that you did in the past. They'll say, "Oh, when that girl tried to help you, and when that girl helped you in high school, you turned around and punched her in the face, and you ran around and went crazy and start screaming and shouting. Then you went and start cursing and start yelling and shouting. You were losing your temper. You were spitting. Look at you. You're spitting. You're sweating. You're spitting. You're sweating. See there? See there? You're spitting and sweating. You're losing it." Yeah, you hear all that. It just brings you down. And it's just, people like that are just crazy and they're nuts. It's like they just have this obsession with you getting angry and losing it. But they don't know what makes you want to lose it, what makes you want to lose your temper. You know, like okay, you're losing your temper because you know you're around a lot of difficult people, people who are very very difficult, and you just don't know how to deal with difficult people. So you deal with difficult people every single day, every single month. Then 1 month after you went through all of this crap from a difficult person, you start to lose it. You start to snap. You start yelling and shouting. You yell and shout at them like, okay, they give you a hard time, or if you try to talk to them, they'll either ignore you or they'll just overtalk you. That just snowballs into an argument. They'll just overtalk you and basically it just snowballs into an argument. You know, you just deal with a lot of difficult people. Yeah, and those type of people, they'll give you a hard time and they'll just tear you down and make you miserable, make you angry. You know, and you got those people out there. Nowadays, in this PC society, everybody doesn't have a sense of humor. Everybody just so sensitive and easily offended. And they'll say, okay, like for instance, the Comedy Central, not the Comedy Central, but the comedy special from Chris Rock. When he went after uh, Prince Harry and Meghan Merkel, O.J. Simpson, Will Smith, everybody in that comedy special. And this was on Netflix. I didn't watch it. I just heard about it. And a lot of people were offended by it. And they'll say stuff like, and people who are offended by it, they will go and give their thoughts on. They'll say that, that comedy special from Chris Rock, it was so dated, and he's so out of touch. And then you got old school comedians like D.L. Hughley and who else? Um, Adam Sandler. Old school people who have a sense of humor. They loved it, and he said it was executed and it was well done by Chris Rock. Those people are okay, but those other people who are sensitive and easily offended, they just put down Chris Rock. And I like Chris Rock. Chris Rock is hilarious. He's funny. This guy, this guy will have you rolling all over the floor in laughter. But people today who are sensitive and easily offended, who live in this PC society, you know, late millennials and Gen Z people, they just don't laugh. They just find people like Chris Rock to be cringeworthy and uncomfortable. And he's so dated and out of touch. In all of this, Chris Rock really didn't care about people criticizing his comedy special. And on top of that, Netflix censored everything in his comedy special. Just censored it. And I think Chris Rock just let it all hang out after that slap he received from Will Smith from the Oscars from last year, 2022. And all the criticism and all the put downs by sensitive people in this PC modern society, Chris Rock really doesn't care about what any of these people think. And that's good. That's good on him. That's the type of attitude that you should have. You shouldn't care about what other people think. It's a saying, if someone doesn't like something from you, that's their problem, not yours. And and that's true. And just like people who criticize you saying that, oh, you can't hold a job because you have a temper, and you won't be able to learn the French language because you have learning issues, and blah 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 blah. You just shouldn't care what other people think. Let them say what they want to say. Let them think what they want to think. You just ignore them. You just believe in yourself and tell yourself you can do something. You can do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. I can do that too. I can do anything if I want to. I can do anything that I want to do if I put my mind to it. If I do that, I can accomplish something. But I'm gonna have someone gonna tell me, "Oh, you can't do that." You just ignore them. You just shut them out. You don't let them bring you down. And getting angry and losing it, and becoming a mass shooter by getting a gun and shooting and killing people, and turning the gun on yourself and shooting and killing yourself, or worse, get shot and killed by police, or commit suicide. You don't need to do any of that stuff because of a bunch of pricks and assholes here in the U.S., here in the States. You know, you can do something. You do. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're dyslexic, or are you autistic, or you non-disabled, or whoever you are. It doesn't matter who you are. If you hear people telling you you're not going to amount to anything, and they put you down and they tear you down, you don't let them get to you. Yeah, you don't let crappy coworkers on a job and a crappy boss on a job get to you. You don't let those people get to you because, what do you care? I mean, you're not going to be around those people forever anyway. If you do be around those people for the rest of your life, all you have to do is just ignore them and just do what you do on the job and live your life. That's what you need to do. You just should ignore those people and shut those people out. And don't let what they say to you get to you. Yeah, I hope I'm making sense in this video. And I got this light on this camera phone blinding me. So just whoever you are, and whoever you are who's watching this video, whoever you are, just don't let people get to you. Stay strong. Follow your goals and follow your dreams. Don't let no one tell you can't do anything, and don't let anybody who pick on you and give you a hard time just bring out the worst in you. Because let's face it, those people who give you a hard time on a job, those crappy coworkers and that crappy boss, trolls here online, you just ignore those people. And you shouldn't care what they think because, if you ignore those people, they're small and they're nothing. They're just basically microscopic parasites that you just ignore. Yeah, they're tiny. They're nothing. If you don't care what they have to say, if you don't let what they say to you get to you, you ignore them. If they call you an incel, if they call you a pedophile, a creep, a pervert, or whatnot, or they call you the N word, or they make fun of how you talk, you ignore them because they're nothing. They're nothing. Those people are nothing. They're just They're just massive piles of garbage that resembles the piles of garbage on the streets and cities in France. And that's what they are. They're garbage. They're rubbish. So, yeah. I don't know why I made this video, but, I made it. And that's all there is to it. So, yeah, it's a quiet Sunday night here at my home. I'm the only one here. It's quiet, and it's a great time to make this video. So, I don't want to bore anybody to death, I thank all of you for taking your time to watch this video. You know, I'm not I'm not going to force you to watch this video. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. So, that's all I got to say in this video. Au revoir and cheers. Take care. Bye.